Hello YouTube. This is Ashley Ashlock. I just told you guys that I would do a video before I hit my 3 years locked, which will be in a few weeks. So I was like, let me go ahead and get this video out there. Let me go ahead and do it what I said I was going to do. So today I'm going to be discussing 10 things that I've noticed that I've changed from when I had my starter locks to now. So I'm going to go over those 10 things with you just to let you know the differences I've noticed. So the first one I would say is my washing routine. When I was around 4 months locked, I began washing my hair every week. And that was like the beginning of my semi-freeform journey because I just was washing. I really didn't feel a need to retwist because I knew that I was going to wash my hair the following week. And sometimes I would retwist my hair and literally wash my hair a week later. And then people are like, why would you do that? But when you are twisting your hair yourself, you can pretty much have your own maintenance and do whatever you want to do, which is why I didn't retwist often. I notice now that especially during this pandemic and we're in the house the majority of the time, that my washing routine has become more lenient. I still on average wash my hair on a weekly basis, but I do find that it's been times within the past year that I've gone 2 weeks, even 3 weeks, and like when it's wash day, I'm starting to feel like, do I feel like washing it, or can I wait a day? Can I wait a week? I find myself doing what I did previously when I was a loose natural, because when I decided to do my big chop and my hair was shorter, I really had no problem with washing and maintaining and twisting my hair like as normal. But as my hair started to get longer and I had to detangle more, it just became sort of an annoyance. And I'm not saying that my locks feel annoyance, but I do find myself in the phase of, do I wash it? And also timing, being that now sometimes I may wake up later. It's not really much to do. If I get my day going later and it's like, okay, it's almost noon, am I going to wash my hair? Because I know that I have to be up a certain amount of hours to allow for it to dry since I'm not sitting under a dryer. So it's just the washing routine has changed as my locks have matured more. And I don't find myself needing to wash on a weekly basis as I did before. And I'm going to tie this one into number 2, which is hairspraying. So when I first twisted my hair, about a week after, I would spray it with water and, rose water and oil, like the vitamin E oil. I kind of like did my research on many YouTubers and just stocked up on what was like the essentials for starter locks. So, and I really was like, I knew that frizz was my friend, so I wanted to go ahead and allow frizz to happen, which is why I was spritzing my hair in the morning and at night, just so that I can get that frizz, which can get the locking process going. And I'm going to kind of add number 3 into there because, as I said in the beginning, I was using rose water and vitamin E oil, or sometimes the castor oil, but I was being very specific on the products I was using when I was spritzing my hair. Whereas now I spritz my hair, like I would say 3-4 times a week. When we were before the pandemic, I was like spritzing it every day. It's like now I can sometimes I'll keep my hair like this, but it's like after the second day I'm like, okay, I have to take it down, I have to spritz it. So I usually spritz my hair like every other day, like once a day, whereas before I made sure I did it on a daily basis and sometimes 2 times a day. And now I'll spritz my hair with some type of like a leave-in conditioner spray because I don't have the fear that my hair is going to unravel. So yeah, I just noticed that what I'm using to spray my hair, I no longer feel like I need to have the rose water and the vitamin E oil. It's just like whatever oils I have available. I can use like diluted conditioner and water in the spray bottle, or either if I just have a leave-in conditioner spray, I just go ahead and spray that, or it's just depends on how, and then oils, depending on how I feel my hair. I kind of like go by how my hair feels rather than a set routine, which is what I had before. So I know that is a difference that I do now. And another thing are styles. Sorry, I'm kind of like glancing over my notes. Styles. So in the beginning of my starter locks, I noticed that I did more styles as far as more of like for presentation purposes. Like I would try to make sure like I would do like a pin up with bobby pins and all this other type of stuff just so that I would make myself feel like, oh, okay, I did something. I want like, I didn't just come out the house like, okay, here I am. Like I actually did something. I would put like a half up. I would do like little space ball buns. And like I just was a little bit more creative with my hair. Whereas now I'll kind of like just tie it up or I'll have it down. I'll do the one ponytails every so often, and my accessories have changed. So when I was starting off with my starter locks, I was able to use bobby pins. Like I would take bobby pins and like pin it, depending upon the direction. I would like just do different pinning styles. I would use smaller scrunchies. Now that my hair is at this length, I tend to use these. Yeah, but do use these larger headbands for anything that I want to do, as far as like if I want to put my hair up in like a ponytail or anything. It's just, this was more of a requirement for me at this time. So my accessories have changed. That's my number 5. And the next thing I noticed that's changed from my starter locks to now is my sleeping equipment. So I 98% of the time I sleep with my lock scarf. So it's like, you know, I have that on, but I do have a silk pillowcase. Sorry, satin silk. The pillowcase you're supposed to use when you're not tying your hair up. I do use that on, have that as well. But most nights I will wear my lock scarf. Whereas in the beginning I did have a lock scarf, but it wasn't a necessity because my hair was not as long and as thick as full as it is now. So it wasn't a necessity to have. In the beginning of my starter lock phase, I was able to, you know, you can have a bonnet and just tuck your hair up because it's like your hair, it's still softer, you know, more in the training process. So it's not really hard. And it was also a little bit easier to sleep. Like I notice now if I have to almost like have my hair up, because if I do sleep on the, just like this, I'll find myself having to put it up like in like a pineapple or something, because the locks can be kind of uncomfortable to lay on for the whole night. Like I don't know, maybe I just move around too much, I don't know, but I do notice that with my more mature locks. Another thing is mentally. So before, when I would go out and if I would see someone with locks, or just the people in general, I would be wondering, like with my starter locks, like can they tell I'm starting locks? Like do they know what's going on? Like it was just more. And then I noticed that I used more jewelry because I'm just like, I just had to make sure that I felt like my A game was on more. Like I was just like, okay, you know, my hair is transitioning. I was semi free-forming. Like I have to exclude this level of confidence because I knew that I was doing something out of the norm. So what I felt was out of the norm. So that was something that internally I mentally expressed. But nowadays I'm like, okay, I know whoever sees me, they're not going to deny that my hair is locked. And it's just like, okay, whatever. Like there is still that, oh, you know, you have your locks, so you need to, you know, I don't know. It is like a confident thing still, but it just comes a little bit more naturally now, maybe because I've had like almost 3 years of training of that. But I do notice the mentality of I need to making sure I have all my accessories, have on some little bit of like makeup or something. Now, especially with the pandemic, like it's just a whole thing that's going on that creates that change. But I do notice that with my locks, it's not the same. My clothing, another number 8 is my clothing, like something like this, because I don't know if you can tell, it can cause lint. So that's why you saw my hair up in a bun. When I wear shirts, especially in the winter time, that would have like any sort of lint or fur or anything, then I usually have my hair up because I know that the lint will get in my locks, which I already know it's lint in my locks, but I don't want to be picking at it, so I go ahead and have my hair up more depending on what I wear. Whereas before, I did have issues with it, like on the edge, but it wasn't as bad as now. And it kind of was hidden because it was my hair in the back, which I can really see when I was starting my locks, which is probably why I can see that lint now. But it just mentally, being that now my hair is more mature, I can see the lint more. Maybe it's the old lint from 2 years ago, but I can see it now. Another thing is, okay, I mentioned my type of accessories. Oh, okay. And this is like an annoyance. Now I have to literally, when I eat, I have to make sure I have a scrunchie or something to tie my hair up. And if I don't, I can kind of just like temporarily do like this, because I usually just want to have something to tie my hair, because food, I do not want hair in my locks. I don't want locks in my food, but that tends to be something that's happening more with my locks as they're maturing. Whereas in the beginning, I would just have the annoyance of my locks in my face, and if the wind blows, my locks would move around more. So I could feel like oh, your hair's blowing in the wind. Whereas with my locks being heavier and thicker and how they are now, I don't feel that same experience of, or maybe because I don't go outside more, I don't know, but I don't feel that same of, oh, my hair is blowing in the wind. The final thing are the changes. Number 10, in the beginning, like every month, I can go back on my YouTube videos and see the changes, like see my hair thickening, see where I have combined, see where I have the frizz, see where it's starting to mature, I can see like the changes are just, like the humps and everything. I can see those changes. Whereas now, with my hair being more mature, I can only see like the change of length. And I have these two, which I sort of like, I don't know, combed out or something in the front, combed out a little bit. I can see them, they're going through the changes, but that's because of the tip. Otherwise, I would not notice any changes with my hair, really. And all of those bumps and stuff that were occurring, they're kind of, they're permanently there. Like, it's not going to change. Like, I'm going to have these bumps, but they do tell a story. So I can kind of go in more, and you can see some of my 2-strand twister. I think you can, yeah. So it's like my hair really does tell a story of the past. Like this one, you can see my 2-strand twist in it. So as it was transitioning, but now everything is smooth, and I don't have all of those bumps and stuff as I did in the beginning. So yeah, those are the 10 changes that I have noticed about my locks from my baby starter locks to now almost 3 years locked. And if you have any questions, you can like, subscribe, leave comments below. And thanks for watching. This is Ashley Ashlock. Peace.